we make our decisions, give us wisdom and guidance, protect and place angels about our public officials out there, our firemen and policemen watch over and guide them. Go with us, guide us, and direct us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call this regularly scheduled meeting of the Hancock County Commission in session this March 13, 2014. I want to give a personal thanks to Mr. Salvetti, who passed me through school. I wouldn't be here at all, so thank you, Mr. Salvetti, for being here. Our agenda is for you, but we're going to change our agenda a little bit. Under County Commission number 5, approval of operating and maintenance agreement between Grant PSD and Tomlinson PSD. I'm going to ask Mr. Stevens if he would like to come over to the microphone and go ahead and make his presentation.
Well, the Grant Board and the Tomlinson Board has met in the last month and a half to iron out a operation and maintenance agreement, which we have come with one. I think you have a copy there in front of you. And it passed on a vote of 5-1 for the agreement. We're here today for your blessing and approval on this document and for the financial assistance. Once that's done, we'll send this to the Public Service Commission for them to give final formal approval, because we do have to have their approval for this before it can become totally effective. And so that's what we're asking.
Mr. Stevens, when you say you're asking for our financial and tacit approval, what do you need from us? Just so I'll know, I've got your approval here, but I'm asking.
Well, we're asking for assistance for salaries of the manager and the general manager for a 2-year period until we have time to get them adjusted in the rate schedules. And we'll see in that time period how much savings we can make within the two districts by working together. That might take some of that and make it not as much as we have right now, but that's what we're looking for.
Can you do this without the Commission's approval?
I don't believe we can.
Okay.
No. I don't believe we can. Or the PSC's approval.
Because I was looking at your thing. I don't see anything for us to sign on. That's why I was just looking out there.
Well,
Oh, you got that ready? Okay. Okay.
And our objective in doing this operation maintenance agreement is to have both PSDs work together.
correct.
And improve the quality of service that we provide for our customers.
Yes. We started out with 250 customers, both of us really, back in the 1960s, and we're now nearing 1,000 for both districts. And it's come to the point where you really can't just have 3 board members trying to operate a system, and you need some management. There's new regulations, new requirements from the PSC, plus we have limited people on our own, each of us. So if we have one main person, Steve, they have one main person, Terry. Someone gets sick or ill or has an accident, you're in trouble. So by combining our employees, if we have a break in Tomlinson, we have 4 people get that break fixed. Problem in Grant, we have 4 people work there. So we can work cooperatively in that manner. And share resources too.
And
large ticket items.
I'm sorry, the composition of the board will remain at 6?
Yes.
3 from each side?
Yes.
And you're the tiebreaker?
No, I have no vote. I have no vote. All the authority, what's done, is by the individual boards.
You don't see any change in the employees, staffs will be the same and so on.
At this point, no. We have to get a little bit further into it and see what we can work out as far as coordinating employees and so forth. At this point, pretty much the same.
Okay. Very good.
Anyone else wanted to speak today? I knew you did, Ed. Go ahead, Ed. Come on up there.
I have strong opposition to this. The man they want to hire, the wages he wants to hire, will not benefit our department at all. He has never worked in a department like ours. I don't see any advantage to paying him the price they want to hire him. We have plenty of people. If we have a leak, we have no problem. We have plenty of people. We have an operator that comes out, he brings men with him to flag. We have no problem with it. We never have not have enough people if we have a break or any other problems. I can't see paying this man. I've got nothing against Mr. Stevens, but I can't see paying him $1,500 a month to do our billing and everything, and we have a competent person doing that. We are in a process right now. We have someone who answers the phone 24 hours a day if there's a complaint. The phone will be transferred right to her. She has a phone. She will answer it. She's going to have a computer at home with all the information on, take care of all the bills and everything. And there's a lot of opposition to this. All it's going to do is raise our rates, and we don't need it. We're starting, it's taken a while, but we're coming along now to where we've been in better shape than we have in the last 5 years, and it's starting to come together with everything. All we need to do is hire one more man to be out in the field with the two we have, and we can get all work done, have no problems. Everything's in better shape. And for this to go, you do have to file with the PSC and inform them that you wanted this to happen. That has to be filed by you. I've been in talk with the judge and 2 attorneys at the PSC. It says in here that all the financial and everything has been gone over with the 2 departments. I have seen absolutely nothing about the financials of how we're going to pay for different things, operate equipment or anything else. No fact. The only thing I've seen is where they said you're going to pay about $60,000 a year at our department is what it's going to cost to hire these 2 people that they want you to pay for. And besides the people that I've talked to that's heard about this in Grant Water Department, when a lot of the other taxpayers find out that you're going to pay $60,000 to hire 2 people that we don't need and use our tax money for, there's going to be a lot of oppositions to it. There's also already 1 complaint filed with the Public Service Commission about this. There's going to be more. There's going to be a lawsuit filed over to try and stop it. So this is not going to happen quickly or easily. That I can guarantee you, because I have seen no benefits whatsoever to this happening. Now we're going to get our pump house upgraded. We're going to get our new pumps. We're going to get a generator. We're going to get a lot of work done that is not going to cost our department a dime. If this merger goes through, it's going to hurt us, and it's going to hurt us bad, because they aren't going to give us everything they want. They also are talking about a loan to take care of the magnesium in the water, the dirty water we get. In a few years, we can take care of that. If we get this, our department will be bankrupt in 6 months. Our financial advisors told the other 2 board members that, and they're not paying a bit of attention to her. They wanted to hire her until they found out she's against a lot of this. So I would just say this will not benefit. I see nothing in here that will benefit our department. They're talking about sharing of equipment. They've got a saw, that's it. They've got a piece of equipment to find water. We have 2 other accesses to that equipment anytime we need it, from another department and from the state.
When you talk about the magnesium in the water, Mr. Huff, do you have a problem? You have a current problem with dirty water?
Yes, every department around has that, except the ones that put the new filter system in. That's the only way you can get rid of it.
This question would be maybe to Mr. Stevens, since he's the first to speak. The person that you're hiring, do they have expertise in the water field?
The person we're hiring was actually working for the Rural Water Association. He was a circuit rider. His job was to go to small districts and assist them in every way possible. He is really top-notch, and he has experience in both sewer and water. But I don't think we could find anyone anywhere for that amount of money, because he lives in the area, he wants to get back home, so we're lucky in that fact. You will not find more person with more expertise than this fellow at all.
One of the other question I had for you, you mentioned about your PSD being bankrupt in 6 months. If the commission is going to cover the costs, if we choose to do that, how would that have any financial impact on you?
Because the other expenses we're going to have to send to pay for our people to go over into their department to do their work. We need them full-time in our department to start doing all the work we need done. We are in a position now to hire another employee and to get all our work done. If they have to go over there, we're not going to get it done. This man they want to hire has bounced around to 5 jobs in 4 years or 4 jobs in 5 years. He lived here locally now, but he can't do he won't do any of the outside work. And if they hire him for management, why do we need to pay someone else $1,500 a month to do what they're supposed to hire him for?
But as far as sharing employees, if it would boil down to that, my understanding, this new person would be there to help out both PSDs. Okay, so you wouldn't actually be robbing them, or they wouldn't be robbing your PSD. I mean, you would collaboratively work together on this.
There'll be no additional cost for that.
Until
It'll be a benefit for them because they'll have our employees as well when needed to assist.
we don't need their employees. If we hire this man and you pay his salary for a while, when you're done paying his salary, we still have to pay it. And he's going to be helping the other department. That's what they're after, help for their department. We don't need him. Our financials say we don't need him. What we need is someone out in the field to help our other 2 men. One we just hired and the other we need. That way we can get everything done. And we're doing better right now than we ever have, and we can increase it. And by fall, we're going to be doing a heck of a lot better. If this happens, we're going to lose 1 employee, maybe 2. And right now, we have our employee at the office all the time, have 24 access if there's a complaint. So I don't see any advantage at all to having someone else come in that doesn't know our system and try and run it.
Your board members are still intact. All 3 of you are still intact that know the system, correct?
For right now, yes.
Terry, you still involved with the PSD?
Yeah, I've been there for almost 16 years now.
Okay. So I think with your assistance too, this may.
I agree with that. I really do. I think if the money's going to be spent, I think it should be spent on hiring more than 1 guy and give them the help that they need.
But if I understand, you're looking for expertise in order to try to clear up some water issues that Grant has had over the years.
Well, our dirty waters come from Newell, straight from Newell's wells, which we've discussed that a few years ago down here at the board meeting. And at the time, the green sand filters was like $3.5 million a piece, and Newell will not pay for that. So they use a Band-Aid K5 to put in the system to try to grab all that stuff and put it into the side. But as soon as you get a break or fire department opens a hydrant or whatever, all that stuff it's loose. It comes off and you have problems for a while.
You know, I respect differences of opinion. I think I heard some inaccuracies there, but I respect differences of opinion. But there's 6 board members. I know the commission has been looking for some cooperation between districts for many years. And there's 6 board members. 5 board members are 100% in favor of this change. And they're all
2 of them
here.
listens to you,
They're all
everything you
here.
say.
Hey, hold up that thought.
I think
Don't
that
talk
would
now.
be-
Don't make it personal.
Yeah. But so you always have dissension when you have change. People are used to their own districts. They have an identity with it. It's hard to let go of some of those things. The times have changed. We need more expertise. We need more management. Make sure things are done. I can list some things that we need to get done. Won't go into that today. That's details. But when you have 5 out of 6, and if you count me, that's 6 out of 7. Or 7 out of 6.
Our goal as a commission, I'm sure, is the same as the PSD boards. We want to provide the best service we can. I repeat myself on that. We want to provide the best service we can to our customers out there. And I think if the commission is willing to do so, and the boards are willing to work together, that's our goal.
As I told Mr. Hunt the other day, I said I would be concerned about his strong feelings
Except, I really believe in 6 months to a year, when he sees what we can do, he'll be pleased by what he sees, and he will see the benefit.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. Does anybody else want to speak today? Thank you, Mr. Huff. Mr. Huff, you can sit down now. Thank you.
Our board hasn't been running as smooth as it has projected it. Because, we need more help. We only have one person reading the meters, and I know on the weekends we've had a couple of breaks of things, throws and stuff, and the other two board members, not myself, they didn't bother me. I would have tried to go out with them, but they've had to go out and find leaks and correct things, and it's not as good as it sounds. We haven't been doing too good the last couple of years because we don't have the proper guidance. Now, Terry is fine, but he can't do everything, and he can't look after everything. And he's been in charge of doing things that way. And that's the thing that I see about this going together. It will help us, and we do need it.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Can I say something else?
Sure.
We have 3 people full-time who can read the meters. We have another person we can bring in part-time to read it. I like Mr. Pugh, but he's been sick and hasn't been to the meetings. Just lately he's been coming, and then he doesn't stay till the end. He doesn't know what's going on in that department. We've made all kind of changes in the last 4 or 5 months, financial and a lot of others. And I know what's going on because I'm out there almost every day. And I care about what's going on in things. There's a few agreements that were made that are kind of shady, but right now the Public Service Commission is looking into, because I filed complaints about it. One of them is between Thomason and us, agreement that was signed. They get water from us. Last time they got water, whoever turned the pumps on did not take a reading at the meter. They didn't take a reading when they shut them off. We have no way to know how much water they got. So that shows as a loss on our system.
Actually, they do know, because I talked to Terry. I said, all you have to do is look at your pumping report, and you can tell how much extra you pumped. And I said, make sure you're generous. If you're unsure, make sure you're generous with the amounts you put down.
You can't tell for one day because you don't know how much people has used.
I don't want to get into individual.
I'm going to let that go. We'll let that go now, and that'll. Anybody else want to speak today?
Me. If I could have the floor, just 2 thoughts. One, this has to be sent to the Public Service Commission of West Virginia. They have to give it their blessing. They have to give it their approval. That's the first thing. 2, this proposal, this agreement was worked on by both boards, and it was passed by both boards. With that in mind, I would like to move on this, and I'd like to move that this presented to us, this operating and management agreement between the 2 districts, the 2 PSDs, Grant and Thomason, we would approve the request.
Can I say one more thing?
Not now. Not now. We're in
Just one small one.
right now. It's going here.
Motion on the floor.
There's a motion on the floor. Any discussion among any of us?
No, I think I'm aware of what's happening here, and I believe that the direction that the boards are taking will definitely provide better service for our residents, and that's our number one goal.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Next.
Now may I say one thing
Certainly.
before I leave?
Certainly.
This was not discussed and everything with both boards. This was all thought up and decided before anything was ever brought to our board. It was approved by them, brought over and said, here it is, this is the way it's going to be. We still don't know the salary of the other gentleman, what finances are going to be used exactly, or anything. This was shoved down our throat. It was done behind our back, and according to the attorney I talked to at the PSC, Mr. Robinson, said this was being done illegal, and there is going to be a lawsuit against it.
Thank you. Thank you, gentlemen, for all for coming out here today. Appreciate that. Chuck Savakis, member, Greater Weirton Senior Center, requesting financial support in the amount of $25,000. Gentlemen, I would accept a motion to put this into our special projects.
So moved.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Dennis Jones, President, Weirton Area Museum and Cultural Center, requesting a sponsorship for the 5th Annual Festival of Nations. That's a $250 sponsorship.
That's good. I move to approve that request.
Any discussion?
With that monies can be taken from our no
Hotel motel tax.
hotel motel tax. That's where the monies will be taken from.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Donnie Hyatt, President, Chester's Park Board, seeking donation for a new outdoor maintenance supply shed. Mr. Davis.
Move to approve. They're looking to purchase a shed up there. They've raised $1,900 towards the shed. They need an additional $1,000. I move that we approve the request.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Eleanor Strait, Board Chair, Comfort House, requesting financial support in the amount of $25,000.
Move to put that request in the special projects.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Kristen Bowman Cross, Executive Director, Weirton United Way, requesting financial support in the amount of $2,000.
Gentlemen, we budgeted
Six.
already for that. Yeah, I'll move to approve the additional $2,000.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Mary Jo Thompson, Director, West Virginia Development Office, requesting approval of proclamation recognizing April 2014 as Fair Housing Month.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Under the County Commission, approval of resolution to enter into a contractual agreement with Community Participation Grant Program on behalf of the Hancock County Animal Shelter.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval petition seeking an order for the demolition, removal, and cleanup of properties located on Carruthers Road, New Cumberland, West Virginia, map B35B, parcel number 20, 1.86 Kings Creek.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approval of grass bid packages to be advertised.
Everything in order there, Robert?
Yes, sir.
Bob, if you get the opportunity, can you give us a breakdown of just where those packets are in case we get a call and we're asking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure can.
Move to approve the advertise.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Approve a resolution to apply for the West Virginia Justice Assistant Grant Program for Prevention Resource Officer. Sheriff, did you want to say anything about that?
Just that this will be a continuation of what this body has been supporting for the last minimal 10, 12 years. It's just paperwork for you to move forward with what we have. This is the PROs that would be involved in Weir Middle, Weir High, Oakland Middle, and Oakland High.
Yeah, I know. I missed that. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? The ayes have it. Request approval of $5,000 to be given to the Convention and Visitors Bureau for the WFV Police K-9 Association Seminar in April 2014. That's going to be a great conference out there, Sheriff.
Doing a lot of good work to get this moving. In regards to contacting the citizens in our community, we're bringing a large number of people to our state, or not state, but to our county that's never been here before. So it actually will, with the figures that you were able to help develop, it will actually almost be a wash plus because of the
It's going to fill our hotel rooms.
hotel rooms will be filled. They'll be feeding and eating here, and it's an opportunity to showcase our county, utilizing the facilities that we have, such as Tomlinson Run. We're getting cooperation from Tomlinson Run, which has been really nice. Other buildings, other areas that we'll be doing some training at. I'm excited to be doing some training in Newell. With that many cruisers, that many dogs, it could be interesting for the public. Doing something else that we've never done before ever for the state, which was to have a day of for the public, where a few hours, where we're going to be inviting, of course, this body as well as all the other elected officials, plus the public, to actually come and see the dogs train and perform. It's going to be fun in a lot of ways, but it's going to be cost effective in as far as this monies that we're asking for. Plus, as I understand it, and you please speak to this. This goes right up the area that of the top of West Virginia.
Absolutely.
Okay, could you speak to that, please?
Well, I mean, it's going to be great for the top of West Virginia Convention and Visitor Bureau. We're going to be out there advertising for it also, and it's great to showcase our area so other people will be looking, hey, we can bring a conference there, we can do this there. We're going to showcase Tomlinson Run State Park, which is a great park, and it's going to be good for everybody.
Yes. So, your support with this would be greatly appreciated.
You guys looking at me?
You got the swing vote usually.
Mr. Smith, I would like for you to go ahead and do this. I'm going to recuse myself from this vote.
Okay.
So because I do work for the CVB and I will be, doing the check. So I'm going to recuse myself from that vote. So you will take care of that, okay?
But this proposal will be like the last proposal when we'll take out monies from the hotel motel tax monies. Yes, because those monies are earmarked for things of that nature. If we're not taking this out of the general fund or special projects money, this will be taken and used exactly for what the code says it's going to be used for. So with that said, I move to approve the request of sending $5,000 to the CVB for the upcoming K9 seminar, what do we call it?
Convention.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 2-0.
Approve a resolution to apply for the West Virginia Justice Assistant Grant Program with Drug Task Force, DTF.
This again is a repeat of what we've been doing for years. Every time it's the same grant that you've all signed off to before. It's paperwork, gentlemen.
Any flavor out of Charleston, whether they're going to, slowly over the, I probably don't know the answer. I just want to probably
They've
say
been,
it.
from my experience, going in the direction I'm sure you're thinking. From my experience, Charleston has the way of whittling the amount of money that we can go after almost yearly. So I can't predict, but I can suspect.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. County Clerk. Request approval of funds from special projects to advertise for vendors to scan and index archived records. Mr. Foley.
Something we've had for a long asking. We have $100,000 put aside. I'd like to cut this so we can get it done.
Gentlemen?
How much was this a special project request?
For $150,000 put in there last year, yeah.
Last year.
Do we still have to keep those records, even those archived records? Because we're putting them on, we still have to store. Because the room's getting filled, right? with records. Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Dog Warden requests approval of the February 2014 monthly report.
Move to approve.
Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Office of Technology and Communication. Request approval to advertise bids for an architecture engineer for the annex roof. These all fall under Mr. Vias.
We've been putting Band-Aids on well, this is the roof. I'm sorry, I jumped ahead. This is the roof. Well, we've got the grant from the assessors group for $96,000. It requires $20,000 from us. What we'd like to do is get the architect in place, get everything out for bid now, so that it's done during the summer when the weather's nice enough to do it, and we don't have to wait until winter time when you're not sure the roof will seal.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Request approval to advertise bids for renovation replacement of the domestic hot water system at the Hancock County Animal Shelter.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Request approval to hire Nikki Winters and Gail Severs as part-time dispatchers in the E911 Center effective March 1st, 2014.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Prosecuting Attorney's Office, request approval of a substitution order request by West Banco Incorporated.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Sheriff's Department, request approval of funds from special projects to purchase items for the SRT.
These are, you have a list of the items there. Of course, this has previously been approved as far as this budget, present budget, so just moving forward with what's already been discussed.
Expenses not to exceed 800, Sheriff.
I believe that's what the list is there. Yes.
Move
Yes.
to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Requesting approval of funds from special projects to purchase 6 new vehicles at a total cost of $149,984.
Again, this was previously approved for special, you turn this in our special projects.
Yes, this was already been turned in, approved, looked at, congealed, swatted, repaired.
But I thought you held up 4 fingers the other day. Said 6. What? Am I wrong?
That's for 3 years from now.
Oh.
Did you say 3?
No more cruisers until 17? Is that
I don't
what you
believe
said?
that's what was said, and
That's a strong record.
we could play that back for you.
I'll accept the motion to accept that.
So moved.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it.
Just to further speak on this, thank you very much. But it's, I believe this will put our fleet in an area where the cost of maintenance will drop, and that it'll put us on a path for future years that we won't have to go after so many vehicles at once. Hopefully, of course, I can't predict the future either.
Sheriff, Karen's ears perked up when you said the cost of maintenance would go down, so she's probably going to make that adjustment to their budget for next year.
Karen doesn't have the power to make an adjustment to my budget, although she thinks she does.
We give her power. Requesting approval of a new member of the Hancock County Sheriff's Reserve, Rochelle Atkinson.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of exoneration orders.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of probates and estates.
Recommend approval as to form.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of general county bills.
Bills were paid with P-card in the amount of $30,594.52. Check payments were $26,720.98.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of fire allocation bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the ayes have it. Approval of sheltered workshop bills and requisitions.
They're okay.
Move to approve.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Ayes?
Aye.
I have it. Motion is approved. Council, anything to bring to us today?
Nothing today.
Spring ball is going on at Notre Dame right now?
Interrupted. They did three practices and then took a week off.
That's what they do at WVU, go spring break. Sheriff,
If I may, I thought maybe I'd bring you up to date with our position we have downstairs, which is our new security. Since we've been up and at it for almost a little over a month, in the 26 business days in that time period, we've had a total of 7,128 visitors into the courthouse. Average daily visitors are somewhere around 275. The highest day we've had so far is 500. And the lowest number is right around 200. So they've been busy. In our x-ray machines, we've been able to locate at least 3 credit card knives and a couple folding knives in purses and several tear gas canisters. So that's been interesting to locate. However, what's been declared to us, or what we have located through scanning, we've been able to place 134 separate items into those lockers we have down there to secure them. That ought to raise your eyebrow of what's been coming through our courthouse normally. Numerous persons have come into the courthouse and have elected to take their belongings back to their vehicle, which means we did not have to secure them in our lockers. They just chose to secure them themselves. And far more than that have come in wearing an empty gun holster. And they declared that they knew and heard about our security, so they elected to leave their guns in their vehicle. So I'm giving this report is basically just to bring it to your attention that it's working. Okay. The other thing I wanted to also talk to you about is, and I don't know if you want to hear this or not, we set up a visitor's log in regards to timing for people coming in for courthouse to open up. Are you interested in that today, gentlemen? Mm-hmm. All right. During
everything
hours,
you say to us interests us, Sheriff.
You're so good at this. Between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, there's been one visitor in the last those 26 business days to come into the assessor's office. 3 visitors came into the circuit clerk's office, and 3 visitors into the county clerk's office. That's between 7:30 and 8. Also, 3 came into the tax office. But between 8 and 8:30, we've only had 1 at the assessor's, 3 at the circuit clerk, 1 at the mapping office between 8 and 8:30, and 2 at the voter registration. So we're not getting a lot of traffic between these hours, and I thought that was an interest that you all had earlier. I thought I'd let you know that. So that's only in 26 business days. Between those hours of 7:30 to 8 o'clock, which I was interested in, we've only had 10 visitors.
So 1 every other day.
That's close.
Close enough.
That's close. That's it. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Pleasure.
One thing, Dan, could maybe the weather have something on that?
Oh, I'm sure when tax season hits, that 500 is going to grow huge. It always does. So this is just a 26-day glimpse. It has nothing to do with the whole year. I would not try to predict anything until we've been established for quite a while.
No, and honestly, I mean, we questioned, I was one of the ones that questioned the hours. Do we have to open up that many hours in a day? And we just asked the sheriff to track those days for us, that's all. And I appreciate you getting back to us. And so maybe in the future we can make a rational decision. We're not going to make it rash now with only 20 days in, but 6 months from now, if we look at those numbers and they remain the same, I think we might need to adjust, that's all.
Again, I'm interested in seeing what happens during tax season. I think that would change a lot of things. So, but there again, there's your option would be to certain times of the year you might open at a different time period. Right. I would hope we would advertise it though.
Thank you. Ms. Brenda?
I have nothing today, thank you.
Ms. Tracy?
Yes, I just wanted to let everybody know that the Festival of Nations is this weekend, this Saturday, at the Millsaw Community Center, and it starts at 11. So if anybody is interested in something like that, I think you can come out, have a really good time. It is free of charge, and it's well worth the trip in.
Ms. Rebecca?
Nothing at this time.
Ms. Carol?
Nothing today, thank you.
Ms. Donna? Good to have you here. Mr. Vitus?
Nothing today, sir.
Mr. Foley?
Just thank you for letting me send the letters out to get that job for the vaccine.
Mr. Schwartzman?
One thing I'd like to say is this is a busy time of year for the county commission, and the not only the county commissioners but the county commission staff. Entire staff has been working feverishly on next year's budget, and it's due at the end of the month, and we're not quite ready yet because there are some externals that we really need to digest and wait on. So like your taxes, you got to wait till all your paperwork comes in before you can file your taxes. And those externals are, one of the externals are what's going to happen in Charleston here tomorrow, possibly. So we're waiting on that, and we're trying to figure out the unencumbered balance totals before we can really proceed on. But our staff is working hard, and we appreciate all that hard work from Bob and Karen. Not to mention the names.
Mr. Davis?
On a side note of Commissioner Schwartzmiller, I'd like to thank our Northern Panhandle delegation and our two senators. They've spent an awful lot of time in Charleston trying to, I don't want to say defeat the governor's bill, but certainly look after the interest of Hancock County. Part of his proposal was to have a 15% reduction in the county revenue, which would equate to about $500,000. And we all know we certainly cannot afford that. So for those guys who represent us, I want to thank them personally for what they've done.
Yes, they did a good job down there. And lastly, the budgets, we're still working on the budget. It's a little more testing this year than it's been in past years. Under that guise, Bob, I'd like for you to, if you could, next Friday, the commission's going to meet again, which is March 21st. We're meeting next. If you would set up an elected officials meeting for noon, that we might sit down and discuss all of this, and probably block the morning off where we can sit and talk about it. I mean, there's still not done. Karen's working on numbers, and we're working at it feverishly, but we've still got to the 28th, and we need to get a lot of this work done next week. So if you can set that meeting up. Having said that, I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We're adjourned.